All right, people. Good morning. June 22nd, 2021. It's already looking like an interesting one. So let's get right to it. Um, what do we have this morning? Well, we have what could be described a little bit as stock futures are flat. Actually, so flat that it's almost unbelievable. It's 8:55. I'm doing this, and all of them are down by 0.01%. So nothing really happening there. But the setup, I mean, oil slightly lower, gold and silver both falling under a little pressure here. Gold right at 1775, but I've been talking about that level a little bit too. Silver just under 26. But I said yesterday that I wouldn't be surprised if the market fell under pressure. Even though we had that big rally, and I'm a bull in this market, and I think all this stuff's going higher. I was being patient, and I still think that I wouldn't be surprised, at least early today, to see stocks fall under some pressure. And to me, that would be a sort of buying opportunity, a small one. I probably wouldn't go too crazy, but why do I see it that way? Well, there's something called a pan sell-off, and when all assets fall under pressure, like we're seeing maybe this morning, stock futures were solidly higher earlier, but they've fallen to slightly negative now. That's generally a buying opportunity. 9 times out of 10, the market and other assets are higher a week after you see a pan sell-off because it's kind of like a psychological need for the market, I think, where the pressure, it just sets up for another leg higher. Things can't go up in a straight line, and the market in aggregate, in the long run, and when you take everything in context, it still needs to burn off some. It would be healthy for it to burn off some. But this is what we need to watch. So I think that a part of the reason we could be selling off a little bit here, or might end up selling off, is because later in the day, we are going to get news from, well, not news, but we're going to have multiple Federal Reserve presidents talking. And these are some pretty heavy hitters. So we got Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester, who is quite the woman. She's very interesting to listen to, and generally she's a more, dovish speaker, I would say. And then San Francisco Fed President, this is at 11 a.m., Mary Daly speaks on climate risk. Now, I've talked about the climate change agenda with the Federal Reserve. I think that if it's talked up by Daly here, it could be a tailwind for the market, or push the dollar a little lower, because if they come out and say, oh, we're going to basically, if you're a translator, we're going to inflate a lot to deal with the climate risk, the market wants to hear that. The market just wants more debt, right? So if there's a guarantee of more debt coming, it is going to enjoy that. And that's really that. And then at 2 p.m., we have Jerome Powell, of course, the Fed chair, testifying on the certain unnamed illness that has been going around. So what Powell's going to say, I'm not really sure, honestly. But in terms of the positioning of the Fed recently, it has been, we're going to be data dependent on the economy, and the economy isn't where we want it to be yet. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Powell come out and say, yes, we're seeing some inflation. Yes, we're seeing some negative effects in the labor market. Yes, we're seeing some of this stuff, but with regards to the labor market and the economy as a whole, we aren't where we want to be yet by a long shot, and so therefore, maybe we need to be doing some other stuff in order to compensate the economy, i.e. print more money and issue more debt. So I don't know exactly what their positioning will be here, but if I had to guess, I would think that the presidents that speak today and the people that speak today are going to be dovish, and I would guess that they're going to pump this market rather than sell it off. But you got to take it in stride. We'll see exactly what they do, and we'll play accordingly. We do get existing home sales at 10 a.m., so I'll cover that in my post market, but I'll be on the watch for that. That could be a slight mover because people are watching the housing market pretty closely right now. And if we get a really big miss in existing home sales, that would be a big positive for the market, and definitely for gold and silver as well. I think so. We'll see what happens with that. Keep it short. I'll see you at the end of the day. And that's that. Have a good one. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.